Hi guys, today we're going to be making these super cute cat ears. Great for dressing up or just to look really cute, or just in time for Halloween too. And the supplies you'll be needing today are of course your loom. We're going to be making this on one loom, and if you have more than one, feel free to use it. And we are going to be using, you'll need a hairband, one hairband. I got these 6 for $1 at the dollar store. Preferably skinny, very simple ones in the color that you'll be wanting your hairband to be. We're going to be using, today I'm going to be making a black hairband, black outer edges, and then pink on the inside. So I'll be using 72 black bands, 72 pink bands, and 20 clear bands. For the black, for these ones, I didn't use the clear bands. I just used more purple bands for this one and more orange ones for this one. It's just that the black was such a stark contrast to the pink, so I didn't want the connector bands, the black connector bands, to be showing through. So you don't need to have the clear jelly bands. You can just use more of the outer color if you want. I don't know if I mentioned the hook. You'll need your hook. And so I have one started already. We're going to be making it just the other side. So I'll show you how to make the other matching side. Okay, so we're going to start in the straight position with the arrows pointing away from you. On your left, we're going to be using 2 bands, like that. Okay. These are double bands. Okay, so double pink bands, these are 2 bands. Double bands. This whole thing is going to be using double bands, so if I forget to mention, there's 2 bands on almost every peg here. Okay, double. So one more black in the middle. And then one black like that. So to the 4th peg, 6th peg, 7th peg. Okay, then so 2 black bands going from the 4th on the very far left to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th peg in the center. We're just connecting the black line, and then we're going to go from the very end to the end right here. 2 bands. Okay. Okay, so for the very top here, we need a point for the top of our ear. Kind of sharpen it. So you're going to take 1 band, loop it 3 times. So you're going to see 4 bands there. Take 1 single band, loop it on, and then you'll want to take all these onto there, like that. And then you loop that through. So we're going to use this as the capping band right here. Okay. Let's put that on there. Like that. Okay, you want to take your connector bands, whatever color you have. It doesn't have to be clear. Well, these are single bands. So one here, and there. Those are all single bands. Like that. Okay. So you want to turn your loom around. Get this capping band out of the way. And hook it onto the one beside it. And we're just going to grab the first two bands. They're going to be going to the middle here. Okay. Okay, go down the center channel, grab those two bands. We're just going to be looping these black ones on the outer edge. Next hole, those two bands. And then loop all the way down. Okay, so come back to the front, the far left here. Take these two bands and loop the first row. Now we're getting into the pink bands. Loop this whole row. Okay, now we're going to come to the center for the first of the pink here. Go down the channel, grab your two bands, loop those. Okay, so you want to go back and check to see if you missed anything. Take the pressure off our capping band there. Okay, so turn your loom around again. You want to take a single black band. You want to make one loop like that. You want to go through all the bands. Make sure to get the connecting band as well. Go through all the bands and then hook the band that's on your fingers and then pull it through. And you want to make a slip knot like that. If you didn't catch that, I'll be doing it again for the other two rows. Okay, so it should be hanging like that. Okay, so you want to do that for these two rows as well. Take one black band, your outer color, loop it once, go through all the bands, and grab that, pull it through, so it's like that, and then grab the other end, and then pull it to make a slip knot. Okay, one more time. One loop. I'm going to go through all the bands, be a side view. Pull that through. Got a slip knot. So now that these rows are all secure, you can take this off your loom. We are already a quarter done. Okay, so there's half an ear. Okay, we'll start on the other side. So two pinks. These are all double bands. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, on the far end, you want to take, so you have 2 bands, double bands, black, your outer color. And you want to go at the very end in the middle, 2 bands, and then on the very inner, on the left, like that. And we're going to be joining these from the 4th peg on the right side to the center like that, going in a line, 2 bands again, like that. Okay. So now we're going to place our connector bands, whatever color that you have. These are single bands. I'm just going to be putting it on these bands over here. Okay, so you want to grab your first half there. Remember that capping band that you made? We're going to be using that again. Okay, so when you look at the side here, you can see the connector bands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to take the first connector band and then pull it over these to the second row of our little tip here. Okay, and then the next one that's pointing out, we're going to be putting that like that. So these 2 and then that 2. You have to tug at it a little bit. The next one you see here is going to go on that one. Just one this time. And then the next one, hopefully you have stretchy bands. And it's going to go on the next one, just one again. And there's the next one. One like that, and then one more to go. The very last one right here. Okay, so that's going to be pretty tight, but I wouldn't worry too much. So now you have to turn your loom around. Get your capping band out of the way. If it's too tight for you, then you could just work your way through it. It's okay. So grabbing the first 2 bands, you're going to go to the left in the center. And then the next 2 bands, we're going to be doing the outer edge. Okay, come back to the far right. You're going to grab these 2 right here. It's going to be kind of a loose fit, so you might have to hold it down like that. Go down into the channel. It'll be your first 2 pink on that row. And then loop those, and then loop your whole row. This will secure your connector bands from the other side. Okay, so then start from the pink on your middle row. Yeah, let's take the pressure off our capping band. It's probably really stressed out. Okay, turn your loom around. So we'll want to do what we did over here, just the same for these 3. So you take 1 black band, loop it once, you go through the channel, get all the bands, you want to hook that, and then bring it through. Not forgetting to go in between the connector bands. So it's all hooked on like that. We're going to want to make a slip knot so they're all secure. Gosh. one loop. Okay. 2 more times. Last time. There we go. So now you can take it off your loom. Okay, you're going to want to adjust your little ear. Okay, so grab your hairband. And since there are a lot of gaps here, this is where you're going to be using another 10 bands. Okay, so what you'll want to do is there's going to be 2 little loops here. You're going to be wanting to put your hairband through that, like that, so it'll be secure. And every time you put one of these in, you're going to want to loop a single band 2 or 3 times, depending on the size of your hairband, to kind of cover up the gaps. Mine will take 2 loops, so there's going to be 3 bands showing. And then when you have, so I put 2 single bands there, both looped 2 times. I'll loop on the next thing like that. So you can kind of see what's going on, right? Okay, push that over a little bit. Another 2 bands, looped once, twice. So you see 3 bands. Push it over. Then we'll take the next 2 bands. Attach those. Push it over. I probably wouldn't suggest anything thicker than maybe like 1/2 inch for the width of the hairband. There'll be a lot of pressure on the rubber bands. Okay, loop your next 2 and push it over. Okay, so the last 2 bands. I saw them selling little cat hairbands at Forever 21 while I was out shopping, so that's what gave me the idea for these. Okay, so now it's all the way down here. We're going to have to kind of match it up with the other one. So all I have to do is kind of take all the bands and use a lot of arm strength here. Okay, once you kind of get to where you think you want to be, just adjust it. So maybe that's a little bit too far up. The nice thing about this design is that you can kind of curve it inwards. If you want, it will stay like that. Or you can just keep it flat. I like both. Okay, so I hope you like my tutorial for cat ears. Maybe in the future I'll do rabbit ears. So I hope you get to try it out, and see you next time. Bye.